Hey, what's up, guys? Mr. Dan here, back again with another film review, kind of a double film review, because I stumbled upon a movie on YouTube the other day, which I didn't know existed, and which I absolutely loved. I mean, I absolutely loved this movie from start to finish. What a treat. It's a film called Cash on Demand from, I believe, the early 60s, and it stars Peter Cushing and Andre Morell. So this is a few years after they were in Hound of the Baskervilles, the Hammer version of Hound of the Baskervilles together. Of course, Christopher Lee is also in that movie, so, you know, he gets top billing over Andre Morell, even though Andre Morell plays Dr. Watson in that. And by the way, it's my favorite Dr. Watson ever. Holmes actually sort of exits the picture for about 20 minutes or half an hour, it seems to me, and Dr. Watson kind of takes over, and he's not like a bumbling, kind of a goofy Dr. Watson. He's really good. And in this film, Cash on Demand, he has the upper hand over Peter Cushing. Well, let me set it up. First of all, I found this on YouTube. I'm a huge fan of this channel, Newcastle After Dark. They're located out in Western Pennsylvania. It's where I went to college. I feel like I could hang out with these guys. I actually watched Boys from Brazil the other night. You know, they have an intro. The music just gets me so excited to watch the movie. They discuss who's in it. Then they have a break right in about the middle of the film where they talk about some more factoids and things, and then they have a conclusion. You know, they have a running joke about dummies. You know, a lot of movies from the 60s and 70s, when someone would fall off a cliff, it would be a dummy. There's one of those in Boys from Brazil. Pretty good one, but they sort of rank those. It's, you know, a lot of recurring jokes if you watch the show a lot. And I really, you know, they've had some really good movies on there. Back before I really got into physical collecting, you know, I really used to look forward to their monthly film. Sometimes now I get a little behind and I get caught up. But 2 months ago, they had this Cash on Demand. They had it around December. Now, it could almost be considered like a holiday heist movie with a twist. It's also kind of a retelling of A Christmas Carol. So Peter Cushing is the bank president, and he's kind of the Scroogey guy, okay? And he kind of learns about, he certainly learns some humility because he's taken advantage of by the Andre Morell character, who comes in under the ruse that he's an inspector from the headquarters of the bank. And he kind of worms his way in. He kind of, you know, puts people through the test. I need to see this. I need to see these documents. And what would you do if I came in and said this? And he's, you know, he really has them under his thumb. And he gets access to all the, you know, the vault and everything. And then, you know, out comes the ruse of, hey, we have some leverage over you, Peter Cushing, so you better do what I say. And Peter Cushing is like terrified. And it's just so much fun. It begins with shots of the outside bank, and it's snowing, it's coming down. And later, by the end of the film, there's like an inch on the car, but by the end of the film, it's like 6 inches of snow on the cars. It opens and closes with Christmas carols. So it really kind of has that kind of holiday feel. Now, I will say the inside of the bank isn't really decorated that much. I would have liked to see some decoration. But then again, if he's like a Scrooge type character and he's the head of that bank, you might not see that, obviously. But it's just a great film. You know, Peter Cushing is a great actor. His character in the movie is not a good actor because he's so nervous. So at one point, he's supposed to go over to the window, take out a handkerchief and wipe his brow, and that's going to be a signal to somebody, supposedly somebody else, a conspirator of the Andre Morell character watching from outside, because he wants to cooperate with him, you know, even though he's really against it. He's aghast at the fact that he's going to give this guy, you know, so many tens of thousands of pounds, but he's concerned for the safety of somebody else on the outside. So his character's like the worst actor ever, you know, like he takes the handkerchief, he puts it way up in the air, and he brings it down on his head. Like nobody would ever wipe the sweat off of their head like that. But he's so nervous, you know, at that point, and he's been strung along, and you know, played a fool the whole time. That's what he's been reduced to. At the end, there's a little twist. Some of the other bank employees are kind of coming in, and obviously they're trying to keep it a secret from them. But maybe the police get involved a little prematurely. That's all I'll say. And it has a really satisfying conclusion. This whole movie is just such a treat, especially if you've already seen The Hammer, Sherlock Holmes, and you've seen these two actors play off of each other before. As far as horror goes, I think this fits right in there between like Brides of Dracula, and I think Cushing did Night Creatures right after this, so it's right around that time frame. But what an absolute treat! I mean, I'll watch it again in December, 100%. For I would like to get a physical copy of it, but it's one of those non-horror Hammer gems that I didn't know existed. I've seen a lot of the pirate ones. I'm not fond of the caveman ones. I've seen some of their other ones. I mean, even this, they put some horror elements in Hound of the Baskervilles. This is my favorite version of that, by the way. They play that up a little bit because it's Hammer. But this one is just pure, like a heist drama movie. And, I think it really probably fell through the cracks from a lot of people who would really enjoy it. I mean, Stuart over in the UK, man, I think you would love this. Stuart, Jason, Horrific Nightmares, Joe the Horror Man. You guys would love this movie. Joel from the Newly Deads. This movie is so much fun. Mike from Mike's DVD and Blu-rays. Kenny from Kenny's Movie Palace. Most of the people I'm friends with on YouTube, I think you guys would really enjoy this film. And check out the Newcastle After Dark channel on YouTube. I really do enjoy their content. And I love the fact that they break up the movie. They're like old school horror hosts, essentially. The management, as they're called, Mr. Left and Mr. Right. Really enjoy their show. Anyway, have you heard of Cash on Demand? Have you seen it? Let me know in the comments below. And come back again next time for another film review. Thanks a lot. Later.